Howdy folks, Brian Cusco here at Triple B, and today we've got a Triple B TV staple. Mr. Dan Mullery of DM Exotics is back in the country from his new home of Thailand, and he's going to bring some animals that he's been keeping here, just some special animals that he's keeping right here in the States that were so special to him that he didn't bring them over with him to Thailand. He's keeping them here at his house, in a facility, his house. That if you watch the DM Exotics channel, you've seen plenty of times before. I'm digressing. Let's just get into the interview with Dan. You're watching Triple B TV. Yeah, dude. Well, it's good to have you back in the country.
It feels good being back.
Yeah, it's good to be back at Reptile Show.
It's a huge contrast.
Oh, I'm
just
yeah.
the way everything is going. It is so different. It is so different. I'm not going to get into the politics. I'm not going to get into the vaccine and the anti-vaccine and all that stuff. But we got vaccinated on the day that we landed. Not because we were freaked out, but because I wanted to put enough days between all that protocol and this show. But, you know, we came from a place, Thailand is like desperate for vaccine. Those people are desperate for vaccine. They'll line up for 5 days to get a vaccine. And here you come and it's like, just walk into CVS, you know.
They're trying to give them away.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, regardless of where you stand on the whole matter, it is very different, very different. And over there, they're not like anti and all that. Like they want help. It's pretty sad. But it's cool. And there were a lot of people jealous that we were coming here to be able to get like a good one, you know, as opposed to the stuff that they're pushing over there. It's just not good efficacy, the stuff that they're getting.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's just weird. It's different. I don't want to get all deep into it.
Sure, but it's the whole culture shock too, because this is just different culture over there altogether.
It is,
right?
And the other thing is too is over there. I mean, we live in the sticks, so for us, you don't feel like there's a pandemic because, you know, I'm jumping on my ATV and I might have to stop for a water buffalo on the dirt road. You know, like there's no people around. But when we get into the city, there's checkpoints. There's all these strict rules and guidelines, and you know, they wanted us to be double masking and all that kind of stuff. And then I came here, I felt like, what pandemic? If I didn't turn on the news, I live in Orange County, so going to Sprouts, go where, you know, no masks. It just felt.
It's super interesting how it's been split like county by county too, because you go to LA County, it's a whole different animal as far as like, I think you have to, like, they won't let you in places if you're not wearing a mask.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're right on the border, so like sometimes we're doing errands in LA County and sometimes we're doing it in Orange County, but everything just felt so lax. It felt like it ended. Even here at this show, I see some people with masks and I see a whole lot of them without. So you forget what's going on. You know? But we don't, because we have to be concerned with what it's going to be when we go back.
Yeah. So or do you have to quarantine when you go back or anything?
See, that's what we're wondering, because just before like the third wave, fourth wave, whatever they're in over there now, they were relaxing the days of quarantine for the people that have been vaccinated. So we were thinking, oh man, that would be cool when we go back. We don't get locked in a room for 15 days. You know, it might only be 3. So we're hoping that then they backed off because they started having issues with fourth wave or whatever. So we don't even know. I'm not even looking into it right now because a lot could change between now and the first week in November or whenever we go back. So I don't know. It's wild.
I'm curious about. Well, I know you've got a gym over there at your place. You're staying fit. You got to work out. You got that good discipline where you can have a gym, because some people have workout stuff at their house and they never use it, but you use it. But what is like your daily routine out there?
It's weird because for many decades I'm waking up by an alarm clock at whatever time, have to be at work and all this other stuff. So over there, I just wake up whenever I wake up. And it's usually like I sleep really good in the beginning when I lay down for a few hours, and then start not sleeping so heavy later on. And then I kind of open my eyes from the bed and I go, it's not light out yet. And I go back to sleep, you know. And then now when I open my eyes, I'm like, okay, it's light out. It's probably about 5 something, maybe 6 o'clock. Let me wake up. No alarm clock. And I just eat breakfast and just get ready and go downstairs and hit the gym. And Apple's like right there along. She just follows along with me.
Are you herping every day?
Not so much as, I mean, it gets old. You see so much. You see the same stuff. It's not as exciting as it was. So we do go, like we'll get out into the forest like at least once a week where we plan it. Be like, hey, you know what? You feel like going out tonight? Wait for the sun to go down and okay, I'm gonna charge the headlamps and get ready, and then like we'll go and make an attempt to do it. But
it's interesting how if you just do something, the more you expose to something, the less it becomes like. Because I guarantee for like the majority of people like watching, they're like, herping in Thailand, like let's go right now, please.
Oh yeah, totally.
But you do it you have the opportunity to do it. You're right there.
Yeah,
you can do it every single day of your life.
Yeah, and stuff comes right to our front door. Sometimes inside the house. So it's just like, oh, okay, well that's cool. Let's grab the camera. Let's do this.
Animals herping for humans.
Yeah,
coming into the house.
Exactly.
What are they doing in here?
Exactly. But if you put me into a new area, a new spot, I'm down. But because we live there, and a lot less travel because of the pandemic, so we've been just stuck in the same spot. So it's like, well, which trail do you want to go today? Sometimes we'll jump on the ATV and we'll push out further, and like experiment with a new spot.
So I know you're here now. Obviously, you're doing the show and running your DM Exotics, the business side of it. Are you doing any of that over there, or is it just for when you come?
Oh no, we have a full facility in Malaysia.
Okay.
All my animals are over there. I have employees. I have a really solid partner. In fact, as soon as I'm done here, I got to go see what else I can round up for export.
Gotcha.
For the retail market over there in Malaysia for him. But no, we're not, I don't want to say we're busy because, I mean, we are kind of busy, I guess, but I'm used to being really busy with juggling.
You're used to doing full-time job and
else.
running DM Exotics. Yeah.
It's very comfortable now, but we're busy. The average person would probably go, wow, you're really busy. And it's like this show, right? Like this is my first show as a retiree. And I'm seeing people that direction, posting on Facebook going, I'm not ready for the show. It's the biggest show ever. And oh my gosh. And then other people chiming in, dude, I feel you. I'm so behind. And I'm thinking to myself, wait, that's all you do. like this, that's all you do. And now I'm retired and this is all I'm doing. And it's easy. I'm like out in the driveway, like polishing my acrylic. I'm like, oh, because stuff that I would normally be scrambling to get done during setup. And yeah, I mean, I was so ahead of the game, so ahead of everything. I wasn't last minute about anything. So I was like, wow, this is easy. This is cool. Yeah. I got this.
You got that. You stay on top of your game. I mean, you got your discipline. It's sure. You're ready. You got a hard work ethic. So.
Yeah. But it's cool. It's great to be out here. And like, I don't even want to call myself a YouTuber, but we have fans just like you have fans, like everybody else on YouTube have fans. And like we're out here, it's cool because when we're over there, we're only staying in touch in the comments section or whatever, and like some messages and sometimes a phone call or something. But for the most part, we're just staying in touch by the whole social media thing. But it's just cool to be able to show up here, and then there's more fans now that have never met us. There's like the old timers that have been around for a while watching us, and they're familiar with us and everything. And then there's like people that walk up and just go, "Oh, no way!" Like that.
Right.
So it's cool to be able to make those connections, and so we're kind of like here more for the people than for us.
Yeah, that's always what I come to the shows too. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And there's surprising too, like how much people don't pay attention to. I mean, I don't expect people to follow us like to a T, but we put it all out there pretty much. We might be a little subtle about some things just because we don't like to run our mouths about things until we've done them. But it's all out there. But there's a lot of people, like, they have no idea. They didn't know we were going to be here. It's like, well, a month ago, 2 months ago, we did a video saying that we were going to be coming back to the U.S.
Yeah,
and
I saw that too, but I
show
still
preview.
Well, to
and
be
all
fair, I
these-
saw that, and I still asked you though. I was like, "You're gonna be here?" Because I know things can change in like a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, for sure too. And like that was also a concern. So I don't like to say we're gonna be there. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that because there's a lot of unknowns.
Yeah, you
But
hope
once-
to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Even our facility, like I didn't want to like run my mouth too much, but now it's there. But I kind of don't even want to talk too much about it because I'm not there yet. But you're gonna see it. Once I get there, you're gonna see it.
Nice. So you've got a whole bunch of animals there. You got your facility there,
Yeah.
but you have some animals here still. You have your house here still?
Yeah, the house is still here. All my cages, everything is still in place. I just basically unplug it. Well, I have 6 snakes, so one rack stays on, and family takes care of those animals. I didn't want to do anything with them because I was fearful that once I exported those animals, they would be stuck in that country because they're all CITES animals.
Gotcha.
And I just thought that it would be better to leave them here. It's just 6 snakes, 2 trios, and you'll probably see one of them here in a minute. But just some special stuff, and I didn't want to lose. Like I felt like if it got stuck in another country, the hobby might lose those animals. Hobby might.
Well, I think we should probably take a look at them then.
Yeah,
So I don't know what you're talking about.
Good segue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. A bag. Yeah. So this is a really, really interesting project that we have going on. So the spotted pythons come from Australia. There is a small population that occurs in the southern part of Papua. So we were lucky enough to get 3 animals finally of the Papuan spotted pythons. And so we had them for, I think about 2 years now we've had them. It turned out to be a trio. It was a pair of adults and 1 baby. And so it was 1.1 were the big animals, and then the baby was a female. So in the meantime, I had sent sheds, skin samples in for some DNA analysis and comparison to the Australian species because those are already cataloged. So I was hoping to get the results back, and then I was intimidated by being the guy that would have to take on like a scientific paper. So because I never done that before, and went to public school, and like I'm not like some
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
yeah right. So I had reached out to the Barkers, and they were going to help me. I was kind of lining things up. COVID caused the DNA analysis to get pushed way on the back burner, and in the meantime, somebody else had done it, and they have analyzed all the spotted pythons from all the little different localities in Australia, and somehow they got a sample of this one as well, and it turns out that it was far different enough, and they gave this one species status. So this is now.
So it was Antaresia.
It is still Antaresia.
Oh, it's still Antaresia.
But now this is, instead of maculosa, this is now papuensis.
Gotcha.
So this is a new species of python, and I'm pretty sure that the trio that I have is the only trio in captivity anywhere, I believe, in the world. So there are some differences. It looks more like a granite kind of spotted, like instead of being a little bit more of the bigger banding and pattern that the Australian one has, this one's a bit different. I've had some people tell me that the iridescence on these
That's the first thing I noticed.
More,
that is the first. As soon as you pulled it, I was like, wow, look at that iridescence.
Yeah. So, and this was just a tiny little baby when I got her, and now she's getting up there, so it's pretty cool.
Get a shot of that head.
Yeah. And I'm going to do a video on my channel probably within the next week or 2 where I'm going to kind of get into more of the details of where they're found and using some references and things where I can provide a little bit more background and information on these guys. But
yeah, very much has the like children eye kind of head, but but only in shape. Like the pattern, like you're saying, there's a lot more like a cheetah print kind of on top versus.
Yeah, right. So, and in the sun is very, very iridescent animal.
It's pretty iridescent right here under this light. Let me tell you what, I'm getting all the greens and the blues and the
yeah.
purples. It's all coming through, the full rainbow.
And I've had people, I'm not well versed in Antaresia. That's not something that I've worked with extensively, just here and there. I've had some over the years, you know, but I've never like bred them and worked with them. And some people say that they're a little bit bitey. They're like little mini anacondas. I've heard all sorts of different comparisons. Mine are super docile and timid, and I don't know if that's normal or not for Antaresia. I thought it was, but then I hear some people talking about how theirs are like little nippy anacondas and they have attitude, and so I don't even know. I have no idea. Kind of spoiled because I'm working with the only ones, you know, like this is it. So, and because I'm not well versed in Antaresia, I have nothing to compare it to.
Seems to be acting.
No, they're cool. They're super docile.
Yeah,
they're
it seems like acting
chill.
like Antaresia.
It's just
for
from
the
what
most
other
part.
people say, you know, whatever. But
Well, there's always those individuals, you know, that like snakes or some snakes are in the same species, the exact same species, just some individuals.
yeah,
are,
for sure.
you know, and that's the interaction that somebody has with one. They're like, oh, this snake is, you know, really nippy and.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's cool.
That's super cool, man.
I was aware of these for a long time. I kept trying to get them. There's a lot of things that have to come in. You know, there's a lot of working parts with importing and having paperwork and CITES permits and all these things right at the right time when the animals are available to be shipped, and just so many things. And it just so happened that these three came in at a time when we were all set and ready. So
It's interesting. I don't remember the timeline of how far back, because I guess, you know, when the oceans were lower at one point, like Papua and Australia were connected by land.
Yeah,
and that's
right.
why then they got separated as the oceans
yes,
rose.
exactly.
And,
Yeah.
then
And those are things that I'm going to address in my video. I have numbers in my head, but they could be a little bit convoluted
yeah,
because
but
I got to
obviously
go
it
back
was
and look.
long enough to separate them, long enough to become different species.
Oh yeah, exactly. And the distance between like the northernmost tip of Australia and the southernmost tip of Papua, which is pretty much where these occur. So I'm going to get all that information together and then do like a nice little like species highlight and throw some info in there.
Awesome.
And I'm sure that the person that did the paper that declared these a new species didn't have a live specimen to be able, you know, it was a preserved museum specimen.
Sure.
So I kind of wish that person reached out to me. It's like, dude, I could have provided you skin, sheds,
blood,
like from the real thing, you know, even photos. If there's any photos in that paper, I have it saved. I don't think there's maybe some diagrams or something, but I could have provided all kinds of stuff because I got the living thing like right here, you know?
Right. Very cool, man.
Yep.
I see you got something else sitting over there too.
I do.
It doesn't look like a burrito, unfortunately.
It is not. I ate it on the way over here in the car. I thought about it too. I did that.
I stopped
already.
eating breakfast I basically don't eat breakfast anymore. So I would have felt bad not to eat it. So I would have eaten it, and then I would have been tired for the half the show. You know?
Or sick to your stomach. So this is another one of my animals. So where the Antaresia is staying in the U.S. because of all those issues. Even my CITES paperwork has maculosa on it because it wasn't a new species when it got shipped. And CITES doesn't even recognize that species yet. It's not updated yet. So there's like even document issues if I were to send it to wherever. So that's why it's just going to sit where it sits. This is going to our facility as well.
Ooh.
This, let's see, where can we put this where it's not?
John, would you mind grabbing that? Thanks.
So this is a Philippine mangrove snake. This is the diversions. The one that everybody is chasing. The one with the blue, obviously, in between the yellow banding.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous.
So this one is of a very high quality color-wise. And this one's headed to Malaysia to our facility We have a couple pairs of these. And we have some other Philippine animals as well in the facility. Different mangroves and boiga and things.
Wow, look at that eye, little baby.
Yeah.
They're just so
their
ready.
head structure is a bit different than normal mangroves. It's more like blocky and bullish. It's shortened and very wide. Just slightly different. Little subtle differences because I'm so familiar with the genus.
It's kind of more like a Papuan python versus an olive python type of
Kind
difference?
of, yeah. Not as dramatic as that, but yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to describe. So,
Wow, that's a beautiful, beautiful animal, man.
yeah.
Have you ever been chewed on by a mangrove?
Yeah, I've been nipped a couple times.
But not they didn't actually get the rear fang in, or
Yeah, I had one get me in the fingers, and it made my knuckles, like my joints, sore for a little bit. But nothing happened, like no swelling or any weird stuff like that.
so for you maybe similar to just like hognose or something.
I think so. I ate so much dirt as a kid and got exposed to so much stuff. I don't know, man. I feel like I've developed all kinds of immunity to
yeah.
all sorts of
It's
stuff.
how your immune system reacts to new things, right?
Yeah.
That yeah. If you've eaten the dirt as the kid, then you
Yeah, that's right. Drinking from the water hose, the whole thing. Yeah, so amazing. Every time I look at this one in particular, I have 4, and this one is by far the most beautiful. And I haven't shown this one on any of the videos or anything because when it arrived, it was deep in shed. So the ones that I showed were the other ones. So this one's making its debut on social media today.
Woohoo! Fantastic, man.
Yeah, really pretty. So yeah, we have a pretty crazy collection of animals for breeding in Malaysia. So then this one will be heading out of here next month, along with a couple other special things. So
Awesome, man. And are you shipping back to the States at all, or are you just providing for the market over there?
Yeah. Our facility is producing right now. It's mostly Goniosoma, Melanota, some Nigerceps, and those sort of things. But my animals we're trying to dial in the facility as far as temperatures and cycling and all that. So we do have some eggs from some things, but we have Drymarchon over there, we have Spilotes over there, we have all kinds of stuff that's not native to Asia, but the climate should be decent. But we're manipulating it as well with air conditioning.
That's
and all
awesome.
that,
So you're going to be producing captive bred animals
I
in
hope
Thailand
so.
to ship over here.
The idea for me is to be able to slowly shift, to be able to come to the expos and just have tables full of my captive produced animals from my facility. It just happens to be in another country, which is really close to my home where I live. Because if I had it here, it's like really far away from me. But
Right.
in Malaysia, and I didn't choose Thailand. That's a question that I get all the time. Thailand is just not a place where the laws work well with import, export, especially native animals is a really big issue. But in Malaysia, I just partnered up with my guy that is already a long time animal business, import, export, the whole thing. So, and they have everything in place, and it's just a lot easier. It's not easy, but it's easier than Thailand to actually conduct business.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it'll just be, hopefully beauty rat snakes, this kind of stuff, all kinds of crazy stuff, just pumping out of our facility, and then either bringing it here or European market. I tried to specifically target species that are desirable. Either they may be targeted towards the European market, or it may be targeted towards the U.S. market, or it might be an Asian market, or it might be all three, or just one, or like that kind of thing. So I try to really sit back and form a strategy rather than just send stuff over there and just because what if one country stopped, they refuse to receive any imported animals, regardless of what they are or their origin or whatever, and you put all your stock, say if U.S. all of a sudden decides, no more imports, we don't care what it is or where it came from or what, and you put all of your stock into counting on a U.S. market, you're done. So we just tried to do a whole different approach, and And honestly, the cost is very low to have workers and a facility and all that stuff. It's not like the U.S. It's very affordable.
Sure.
So I feel like if that turns out to be just where my personal collection resides and I'm just playing with my animals in that facility, I'm cool with it because I can manipulate it and create a breeding facility or a section of it just to target the local market in Malaysia. And that will justify the existence of it. And then all my pitayas and my cribos and my spilotes and all that stuff, they become my pets at that point, you know? But
Totally.
yeah, it's cool. I had to think about it long and hard and figure out a strategy, but I think we did good. And we did it all during a pandemic.
Yeah.
We set up
job.
the facility during the pandemic with getting cages custom made in China and shipped into Malaysia. The whole thing is crazy, but somehow we were able to do it.
Yeah.
But the only thing that sucks is I am still unable to gain entry into Malaysia. So I watch it through my app.
Oh,
I have
no
live
kidding.
Yeah, because the borders are closed.
Right. You
So I
can't-
still haven't seen it. I can only watch it through my live feed on the app on my phone.
Man,
So that's crazy.
that is crazy.
So I'm looking forward
to actually going and seeing your facility in person.
Yeah, and I'm dying to show it to my audience.
Right.
Dying to show it to my audience. There's animals that I haven't seen for almost a year now. Little animals that go through color changes that are no longer babies and have already color changed. And I don't know what they look like, but I know I'm going to be really surprised.
Yeah, no
really
doubt.
surprised.
Totally.
Stuff that was like 18 inches when I sent it over, and now it's like 5 feet.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, with a massive amount of color, change.
Sure.
So it's gonna be awesome. So I'm thinking maybe January some things might open up. We might be
Okay.
able to get in there.
All right.
So
Cool, Dan.
yeah.
Well, hey, man, I always appreciate you coming. You've been a staple
Yeah.
on this channel since we started doing interviews at this
yeah.
show. So
Yeah, no worries.
I appreciate you always coming over and taking some time away from your booth to
Yeah,
make it
always.
happen, man.
Yep, definitely.
I'm looking forward to seeing you get to your facility. So that
Yeah,
we
me
can-
too. Yep, for sure.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, man.
Thank you, Dan.
Yep, take care.
Thank you guys for tuning in. And as we do with all of our Triple B TV interviewees, we're going to be having a Zoom call with Dan tonight on our Patreon. So if you want to do that, there's always a link in the description. If you want to join up, we have Zoom calls every single week, sometimes with guests, sometimes not. Sometimes it's just fun. Sometimes we play Cards Against Humanity, whatever. But I hope you guys enjoyed the interview with Dan. Again, a Triple B TV staple. And Dan, thank you for taking your time to come over to your booth, come over from your booth and join us here today. And shoot, guys, we will see you on the next episode of Triple B TV next week with, I believe we're having on Ryan McVeigh of the new company he's created, VivTech. Some exciting stuff going on with the products he's created there. So hope to see you there. You guys take care of yourselves and see you later. Aloha. I may go back to him. I don't know. What do you think? You like having the headphones or not?
I don't like them.
No headphones? Okay.
Just because it's, like you get that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That
yeah.
weird echoey thing.
Some people don't like them. I think most people don't like them. So that's why it's like,
Yeah.